Hi, everyone.
Hello.
How is everyone today? Let's go around. We're going to warm up a little bit. I want you to tell me how you are and also tell me what did you have for lunch today. So I'll go first. I'm doing very well today. And I had tomato soup and a sandwich for my lunch. So not very interesting, but it was nice. Who wants to go next? You can raise your hand.
Can I go?
Yes, no?
So, what are we supposed to do?
So tell me how you are and tell me what did you eat for lunch today?
So, I'm feeling a bit tired. And I had pasta today with tomato sauce.
Sounds good. Okay, who's next? Abdu?
Okay, I'm doing really good. I'm feeling fine. And I had pizza.
Oh, I'm jealous. I love pizza. Okay, Asma?
I'm doing great, and I had lasagna for lunch.
A lot of Italian dishes today. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
All right. Anfel, do you want to go next?
I'm doing well, and I had French fries for lunch.
Just French fries? You didn't have anything else?
That's a side dish.
It's a light lunch. Dunya, how are you doing today? What do you have to eat?
I'm doing great, just a bit tired. And I had, I don't know if you know it, it's called garampeta for lunch. It's like an Algerian dish. So that's what I had. Well, it's kind of like chickpeas. I don't know how they make it exactly. I just know that it has chickpeas in it. It tastes good.
That sounds good. And Noah, what did you have? And how are you doing?
Okay, I'm doing pretty good, although it was a long day. I had also pasta for lunch, oddly enough, but it was also a tomato pasta.
Sounds good. It sounds like you all were inspired by Italian food this week, except for Dunya, who had Algerian food. Great. Okay, let's get started. We're going to practice some pronunciation first. So we're going to practice the difference between the P and B sounds. I'm just going to share my screen with you all. Okay. Oh, this is the wrong slide. Okay. So we'll start from the beginning. So we're going to work on P and B sounds. Sometimes people have difficulties with this because they're very similar sounds, and the P sound doesn't exist in Arabic. So for some people who speak Arabic, it can be a little bit difficult. I want you to take your little piece of paper. Does everyone have their little piece of paper? And I want you to put it on your hand like this. So when we say the B sound, B, your paper will not move. So say B, B,
B.
B. Yeah.
Good. Did anyone's paper move?
No.
Okay, now I want you to say P and your paper, it should go off of your hand or it should move a little bit. So P. It should move a little bit.
Yeah.
Everyone's paper move?
Yeah,
it's jumping
A little bit.
Great. Okay, so this is one way we can practice. When you say B, it's a softer sound, but when you say P, you're going to really breathe when you say it, and it's quite a hard sound. So we're going to practice different words that start with P and B. So we have I and hi. Naufal, could you say both of these words?
Bye and pie.
Great, good job. Asma, do you want to try?
Yes. Buy and pie.
Great, good job. And one more person, and then we'll do a new one. Maybe Dunya.
Well, I and pie.
Perfect. Okay, let's do one more. So we have bay. So a bay is like when there's an area of water and a beach, we have a bay. And pay, so when you pay someone money. Nawal, do you want to try this one?
Sure. So bay and pay. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. And Abdu, do you want to try?
Sure. It's bay and pay.
Perfect. Everyone's doing really well. Anfa?
Bay and pay.
Great job. Okay, this is great. Could I just quickly ask people who, if you're not on mute, could you put your microphones on mute when you aren't speaking, just so that the sound is nice and clear for everyone? Okay, perfect. And then when you want to speak, just turn your microphones off. On. Okay, we're going to practice something a little bit harder now because I think this is too easy for all of you. So we're going to do a tongue twister to practice. So I'll say it first. Perry's berries make peanut butter better. So it's pretty easy when you say it nice and slow, but I want you to try and say this as fast as you can, okay? So Perry's berries make peanut butter better. It's a little bit difficult. All right, hands up. Who wants to try and go first? Okay, Abdu, just remember to turn on.
Okay. Here's berries make peanut butter better.
Perfect.
I sold
Very
somebody.
good. Okay, who's next? Naufal?
So Paris berries make peanut butter better. Is it good?
Good, very good. Perfect. Okay, let's do one more for this, and then I'm going to change it for the next three. So who wants to do this one? Asma?
Perry's berries make peanut butter better.
Perfect. Very good. Okay, let's try another one for the last three people. Okay. Buy pie pans before you buy butter plates. Okay, this sentence doesn't really make a lot of sense, but let's practice with the pronunciation. Try and say it as fast as you can. Buy pie pans before you buy butter plates. It's a little bit tricky. So I think Nawal, you haven't gone yet?
Sure. So buy pie pans before you buy butter plates. Was that
Perfect.
fast?
I'd say that's pretty fast. I think we're.
Okay.
I think it was good. And Dunya.
All right. Well, I should have done the first one. It was easier. Well, buy pie pans before you buy butter plates.
Perfect. You didn't have anything to worry about. Okay. Last but not least, Anfel, do you want to try this one?
Oh my God, I'm really bad at this. Buy pie pans before you buy butter plates. That was
Good. It was good. I think when the words are together, the P and B words, it gets harder. Okay. I have one more. It's a very famous one. This is a challenge for someone who feels brave enough. I think some of you might have seen this one before. It's a long one. I'll say it first. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Pretty tricky. Okay, I want one brave person to try. Who can say it the fastest? Let's have a competition maybe. Who wants to give it a go? Okay, Dunya, yeah?
Okay. Well, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter picked. Never mind, guys. Okay. Never mind.
It was a good attempt. It was a good attempt. This is a long one. Okay, Nawal, I saw your hand.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a bag of pickled peppers,
Good job.
It was easy.
Well done. Okay, Abdu, I think I saw your hands. Do you want to see if you can say it the fastest?
Okay, I'll give it my best. Peter Pepper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Guys, I think we might have a winner. I think that could have been the fastest one so far. Yeah. Okay, does anyone else want to try? You don't have to. All right. Okay. Maybe next time we'll try again. Cool. Okay, so this was just to warm us up a little bit. And now we're going to look at some English idioms. Does everyone know what an idiom is? Does someone want to explain to the rest of the class what an idiom is, Naufal?
I don't know what's an idiom, so
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
I don't know what's an idiom.
Okay, does anybody know what an idiom is? I'll spell it in the chat. Maybe not. Okay. Now what? Yes, Nawal, I saw your hand.
You can hear me, right?
I can hear you now. Your microphone was off before.
All right. So an idiom is a sentence, I would say, that people would rather use that doesn't exactly have the literal meaning of something, that means something else, something like that. So it's confusing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an expression that we say. I mean, I think every language has these where the words, they don't really mean what we're trying to say. So for example, it's raining cats and dogs. Okay. If it's raining cats and dogs, it doesn't mean there are actual cats and dogs falling from the sky. It means that it's raining a lot. So this is an example of an idiom. So I'm going to show you some idioms. I want you to try and guess what they mean, and then I'll give you example sentences to make it a little bit easier. All right. So we'll start with maybe a little bit of an easier one. If something costs an arm and a leg, what do we think that means?
It means too expensive.
Yes, exactly. So if something costs an arm and a leg, it means it's way too expensive. For example, I wanted to go to the Maldives this summer, but the flights cost an arm and a leg. So there's no way I'm going. It's too expensive. Great. Okay, the next one, to be the breadwinner. What does it mean if someone is the breadwinner? Let's
Is
see.
that they provide for their family, maybe?
Yeah, basically. So my wife is the breadwinner of the family. I'm a stay-at-home dad. So if someone says this, it means their wife makes the money for the family. They earn maybe the most money in the family, so their job is what gives everyone money. Is this a phrase maybe that you have in Algerian? Is there a similar phrase to this? What would you say in Darja, for example?
I would say
Yeah, okay, so it's basically the same thing.
yeah. Right.
Okay, how do you say it? And I'll practice so we can learn. I'll learn some Darja and then I'll teach you English.
So we would say bring bread, يجيب bread خبزة.
يجيب خبزة.
خبزة.
Okay, I tried.
That was good.
Perfect, okay. Let's see the next one. The other side of the coin. What does the other side of the coin mean?
Maybe like the other arguments.
Or maybe like the other side of the story? There are two different versions.
Very good. Yeah. So, for example, living in the city means it's easy to get to work, but the other side of the coin is that it's very noisy. So, everything has two arguments, basically, where there are two sides to a story. Perfect. Well done, everyone. And the last one, this one is maybe a little bit strange. I want to see if anyone can guess it. To go Dutch. What do you think to go Dutch means?
Crazy.
To go crazy?
Something like unexpected.
Unexpected.
I've never heard this
To be
expression.
loud.
Abdu, what did you say?
To be loud.
To be loud? Not quite. So this one, I'll show you an example sentence. If I go out to dinner with a friend, we usually go Dutch. Any ideas, Nawa?
Party.
Can you say that again?
Dutch.
They
To
don't
go party.
to go party or
Go
to get
dance,
Dutch
maybe?
food? No. Okay, so this one is a tricky one, but let's say you get the bill at the end of your dinner. So you're going to pay. If you go Dutch, do you think that means that one friend pays for the whole dinner? Or do you think it means that you split the bill and both of you pay half?
I would say
Bro, what do we think?
I think maybe someone takes care of it, just one person.
Okay, well, if you go Dutch, it means that you split the bill. So one person pays half and the other person pays half. So I'm glad that there is a new idiom here. So this is a bit of a strange one. But if you go Dutch, you're not going to go and get Dutch food. It can be any food you like. But at the end, you're both going to pay 50%. Great. So after we've looked at these idioms, what do you think today's topic is about?
Is it about money?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to talk about money today. We're going to maybe learn some new vocabulary about money and going to the bank. And then we're also going to practice a scenario, a role play, where maybe you have a problem at the bank. And we're also going to have a little bit of a debate at the end of the session. Before we do that, let's have a brainstorm. Let's think of some words to do with money together. Let me just change the screen that I'm sharing. Okay. Can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just think of some words or some phrases to do with money. Everyone can just maybe raise their hand and then say a word to do with money that they know in English. Asma?
Coins.
And Nawa?
To sell, maybe.
Very good. Okay, just shout the words out because I'm going to be typing at the same time. So don't worry about raising your hand. So we have coins. Oh.
ATM.
Bills.
Credit card.
Okay. Hang on. Bills. ATM. Budget. Good. What other words do we know about money in English?
Credit card.
Economics.
Credit card. What was the other one?
Economics.
Economic.
Bank.
Maybe spending.
Good. There was one I didn't hear. Was it invest?
Yes.
Bills.
Bills, yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Maybe expensive.
Expensive, yep. Abdul, I didn't hear what you said. I think you said something.
The internet is kind of, I said expensive.
Oh, okay. Expensive, good. Any more?
How about borrow or lend money?
Can you say that again, Dunya?
I said borrow and lend money.
Land money.
Yeah.
What's land money?
One money. They borrow from you.
Oh, to loan. So when somebody loans you money, or to lend money. Okay, yeah. To lend. So when you give somebody money, to lend money. Yeah. Good. Great. Any other words?
What about currency?
Currency, perfect. What currency do they use in Algeria?
Algerian dinar.
Cool. Okay, do we have any other words?
I don't know.
I think
Euros.
Euros, yeah. I think we have a lot of words. Maybe I put too many sticky notes on here. Great job. Cheap. And Dunya, what did you say?
I said purchase.
Purchase. Great job.
Maybe sell as well.
Mm-hmm. What's the opposite of to sell?
To buy.
To buy.
Great. Okay, we have one more sticky note. I need one more word. It will just make it look so nice.
Rich.
Rich. Okay, great one. And what's the opposite of rich?
Poor.
Poor. Great. Okay, great job, everyone. We've got a lot of words that we can use. So let's just have a bit of a conversation now. The first thing I want to know is, are you good with money? Asma, do you think you're good with money?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I spend a lot of money, more than I should. So.
Me too. What do you spend most of your money on? So on a daily basis, what's the thing that you spend the most money on?
I think food.
Yeah, I think so too. That's the same for me. Abdu, are you good with money? Do you think that you're any good with money?
I try to save here and there, but mostly I just spend it all.
Yeah. And Anfa, what do you think? Do you think you're good with money?
I think it depends. Sometimes I'm good when I have a goal. I can save a lot of money, but sometimes I just spend any money I have, literally.
And Nawal, what do you think?
Most of the time, I try to spend them wisely, since I have to travel from home to work. But yeah, I think I'm more of a spender.
Yeah. Naufal, are you a big spender or are you good with your money?
I wouldn't say that I'm a big spender, but I try to save some money, but sometimes I just spend on food. But not that expensive.
Yeah. And Dunya, what about you?
Oh, I'm the worst with money. I cannot save money as well. I just spend every time, all the time. Yeah, it's kind of a problem sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a problem. Does anyone have any advice for Dunya? How could she maybe stop spending or save a little bit more of her money? Does anyone have any advice for her?
Give the money to your mom and she will save it for you.
Give the money to who?
To her mom or her parents.
Oh,
She will
yeah.
save it for
And she will not see them again.
Exactly. I gotta forget that I have money.
Yeah. Noah?
Yeah, so I received an advice about money before, and it was to make a plan, like what to spend on each month, to like keep track of what my money is going on, like something like that.
Yes, definitely. So when we talk about advice, advice is an uncountable noun. So we can't say an advice or to advice. We need to say a piece of advice. So you could give someone some advice. If we're talking about one particular piece of advice, we say a piece of advice. Great. And Abdu, I think you wanted to give Dunia some advice on how she could stop spending.
I wanted to tell her to make lists of needs and try to not spend a lot on something that is not necessary.
Mm-hmm. Good. Some great advice here. Does anyone have any more saving advice? Asma?
It's to save a specific number of money each month. Like, for example, if you work from your salary, you pick a specific number and then you keep that money each month you save.
Mm-hmm.
So you would spend some money, but keep certain money that you wouldn't spend.
Great. Good job. So should we say a number of money? Or do you think there's a better word that we could use instead of a number of money?
A sum of money?
Yeah, great. We could say a sum of money or an amount of money.
Amount, yeah.
Great, good job. Okay, let's see. Let's have another discussion question. Just give me 1 second. I have a big list of questions. Okay. So, does anyone sometimes buy things that they don't need? Can anyone maybe give an example of a purchase that they made recently of something that was just completely unnecessary? Or maybe we're all very responsible shoppers. Yeah.
One. Well, it's not recent. It was like 2 years ago. I bought dog food, and I don't have a dog. I just buy it because, well, I liked it on the shelf, honestly. So yeah, that's one.
Wow. So what did you do with the dog food? Did you give it to someone that had a dog?
No, I just kept it until it expired, and then I had to throw it. Yeah.
Okay, I think this one might be the winner for top unnecessary purchase.
Oh, thank you. I'll take it.
Abdu?
Well, it was like a couple of months ago, I bought roller skates because I thought they're cute, and I just used them once.
Oh, yeah. I think there was a big trend in the UK where I live during lockdown when COVID was happening. Everyone bought roller skates and everyone was trying to make cool TikTok videos of them being on roller skates. Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone else have anything that maybe they bought and then they regretted it? They wished that they hadn't bought it? Nawal?
So I have this thing where whenever I'm in front of a cosmetics shop. I love makeup, so I just go inside and keep looking around. Sometimes I grab palettes and items like this and that, and I just don't need that side. I like the aesthetic. So yeah, it's a bit mistake.
Yeah, I think I've done the same thing. I have a lot of makeup that I never use. Sometimes I look at it and think, what was I thinking? Great. Good job, everyone. Okay, let's have one last question. If you found a lot of money, or you were given, I don't know, $1 million dinar or $1 million as a gift, what would you do with the money? Anfel, what would you do if someone gave you $1 million? Anfel is gone. She would disappear. She would take the money and run. Abdu, what would you do?
At first, I would think of investing it somewhere where I would get some benefit, but I know that I would need to control myself and I would just spend it all on random stuff.
It's very tempting.
Yeah.
Maybe more roller skates.
Maybe, yeah, more colors.
And Dunya, what would you do if someone gave you $1 million?
Okay, well, at first he said $1 million or $1 million dinars. If it was $1 million dinars, I would just go out for dinner and they'd be over. $1 million, I would probably travel, buy a car, maybe. Yeah, I would do these things. Like, they are my top priority.
That sounds good to me. And now, Phil, what would you do?
Buy a car. And then
What kind of car would you buy?
I would say a van. A van to go camping and stuff. Buy a house. And then invest the rest in other houses.
Good. Yeah. Some very responsible spending. Everyone has a good plan. Anfil, what would you do? I'm sorry, I asked you before and then you disappeared. I said you ran away with the money already.
Yeah, I lost my network. I think if I had a lot of money, I would buy a lot of books. A lot of books. I would buy food. I would go travel just to taste a lot of food. What else? I don't really know, actually. I would buy a car, obviously, to make my life much easier. And I think that's it. I would buy gifts to my friends.
Oh,
I think
that's nice. Great. And I don't think I've asked Asma, what would you do?
I'll probably go to Italy just to try more of their food. And I guess I'll do the same, buy a car, a house, a new laptop maybe, and maybe try to find a job as well, because I know the money I'll be spending. So yeah, you'll need a new job. And that's it.
Yeah. And last but not least, Nawal, what would you do?
An idea just popped into my mind. I think I would start a business. I don't know what business exactly, but I think I want to do it. And maybe take my mom on a travel, maybe to Europe. She's been in that lately. Yeah. I'll just
That
keep the
sounds
rest
good.
aside. Yeah.
Great. Yes, you need a lot of money to start a business in the first place, so it's a good idea. Great. Okay, well done, everyone. All right, so we're going to look at some vocabulary now about banking. So some important words that you'll probably need when you go to the bank. So I'm going to show you some words, and we have a bit of a... Can everyone see, by the way? Is this clear for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. We have a problem. The words on the left do not match the definitions on the right. So a current account isn't a bank account where you leave money for a long time. So we need to fix this. We need to put the definitions next to the right words. So does anyone know what a current account actually is? Naufal.
I would say a bank account that you can take money out of at any time.
Good job. So a current account is a bank account that you can take money out of at any time. This can also be called a checking account. But actually, I think in America, it's usually a checking account. But I'm in Scotland right now, so I forgot that in America we would say a checking account, which means a saving account or a savings account is, Dunya?
It's a bank account in which we can keep money for as long as we want, for a long time.
Yeah, good job. Okay, and what is an ATM?
A machine that lets you take cash out of your bank account.
Great. Okay, good job. Which means that fees are the charges that you have to pay to your bank. So sometimes when you open a bank account, you have to pay, I don't know, a few dinar a month or maybe a few dinar a year to keep your bank account open. Great. Okay, let's look at some verbs that we use when we talk about banking. So the same problem, we have words on the right, but they don't match the definition on the left. Words on the left don't match the definition on the right. So what do we do when we deposit money? Nawal?
To put money into a bank account.
Yeah, so we put money into a bank account when we deposit it. Good job. I'll move these around when we have said all of them. What do we do when we withdraw money? Abdu?
To take money out of a bank account.
Exactly. So how about when we transfer money? Dunya?
To transfer means to send money from one account to another.
Great. Which means to exchange is?
To swap one currency to another one.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got to put money into a bank account to swap one currency for another. Okay, great. All right, everything is fine now. They all have the right definitions. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and use these words in a role play. So I'm probably going to put you into groups to do this. And we're going to practice what we would say at the bank. So I have 3 scenarios. So I'm going to put you in 3 groups of 2 people. One of you is going to be the customer, and one of you is going to be the bank teller, so the person that works at the bank. And you can choose from these, or you can make up your own scenario if you want to be creative. I'm going to give you maybe 5 minutes to practice with each other in the breakout room. And then when you come back, we'll see how everyone does with their role play together. Does that make sense? Okay. Does anyone want me to? So when you go into your breakout rooms, I'll put these options in the chat so you can look at them and you can decide together. Let me put the breakout rooms together. Put you all in breakout rooms now. So we need 3.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes. It can be a quick role play. And try and use some of the words maybe that we just learned, or the words that we talked about before together as a class. Okay, 5 minutes starting now. So you can all join. Perfect.
Okay, so we're the first one to be here.
Yeah, we're the first one then.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How was everyone's banking experience today? Did you have good customer service?
We did. We felt
Yes, we
rich.
You felt rich?
Yes.
Good. All right, let's just wait for the others to come back. Perfect. All right, I think Anfel is having some internet problems right now, but let's see. Does anyone want to go first and show us the scenario that they came up with? Dunya.
Okay, let's go
Yes.
first.
Me and Ando, yeah. Right,
Okay.
so I'm gonna exchange money. So this is the scenario. So good morning, sir. Hi.
Good morning and welcome to Assalam Bank. How may I help you?
Well, I would like to exchange a sum of money because I'm about to travel next week and I need some of my expenses to be covered in dollars.
Okay. Okay, sure. Can I know what's your destination and what's the currency you will be using?
Okay, so I'm going to be in Canada and I'm going to be using, well, Canadian dollar.
Okay, sure. Let me just check the exchange rate for the Canadian dollars. It's 200 dinars for 1 Canadian dollar.
Really? Last time I did that, it was way cheaper.
Well, this is today's currency, today's exchange rate, because I can't really control this. We just follow what we get.
Well, do you know if it's going to go back down in the next couple of days?
I have no idea, but the safe option is to wait a little bit, and if it doesn't go down, you should just exchange.
Okay, well, I think I might wait for a couple of days. If nothing changes, I'll come back on Monday and do it and get
You can
it
just
done.
give your phone number, and I will call you when the rates go down.
All right, sure. This is my phone number. You can save it and call me whenever.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Would we say sir to Dunya? Would we say sir
Yeah.
to Dunya?
Look at this.
What should we say instead to Dunya?
I mean, it's role play, so.
This is true. This is true. I didn't mean to assume the character that you were playing, Dunya.
Of course. Well, I would prefer ma'am, but I'll take sir any day. It's okay.
Great. Okay. And Nawal and Asma?
Yes. So for a little bit of context, we are in Turkey. And okay, we can start. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Hello, miss. How can I help you?
I would like to deposit money in my current account.
Okay. Is it in euro or in Turkish lira?
It's in euro.
All right. Do you have a euro account in our bank?
Yes, it is a euro account.
All right. So you just need to fill some information in this paper, and we'll make sure that we will take your money. Sorry.
All right. Give me 5 minutes, and I will be right back at you.
All right. Take your time.
Thank you. 5 minutes later. Here you go. Here's the paper.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So we'll make sure that the money is in your bank account, and you can check from the application that we have. So you can check the amount of money is in your account. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. One more question, please.
Yes.
Can I perhaps transfer money from my account at any time of the day?
Yes, of course. You can transfer money at any time. And as I mentioned, there is an app where you can actually transfer your money from home. And yeah, it will be easier than going to a bank.
That sounds very practical. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day too.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, unfortunately, Anfil wasn't with Naufil in the breakout room. So we did practice a little scenario, but it's also 6 o'clock. So I don't want to keep all of you too long. So if that's okay, Naufil, I think we'll leave it there. And maybe next time we'll give everyone our performance of exchanging money. Great. Okay, thanks everybody. So for next time, I'd like you, this is your homework. I would like you to think about this statement, money can't buy you happiness. I want you to think about this and come prepared to have a debate about this topic next time. So money can't buy you happiness. So that's what we'll do in our next class. Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.